Hi everyone, Stacy from Dies to Die For. Welcome back to day number 9 of the 25 Dies of Christmas. Today I'm going to do another card. We're skipping pages again. Tomorrow I will get back to doing pages, but this card I love. We did this card as a make and take, I believe, in Fort Wayne, Indiana, but it was so much fun. Again, getting back to the interactive cards. Let me show you how I cut my pieces first. I have my A2 size background, the white piece, and then this piece I cut a 1/4 inch smaller. I'm gonna glue that down, go step by step, because this card looks complicated, but it really is not. Actually, the majority of the people that did this make and take ended up finishing it. I think it was a 20-minute time limit, and of course I had all the pieces cut and everything inked that needed to be inked. But okay, there's my background piece here, and then I've got some pine needles that match this background color because I thought it needed something, but I didn't want a whole lot. This is a step that we did not do in Indiana, just because I think I cut 80 kits out for that make and take, and I did not want to make 160 more cuts. Is that because there's 2 sets of pine needles on each card? Probably could have gotten away with one cutting in half, but this, and just this piece is going to show, so I'm going to get more of the pine needle out there. I want to turn this one around, and this is off of our pine needle number 3. This is a newer die. Can't remember when it released, but it was just a few months ago. There, just something to decorate it a little. You can ink the edges of these to make them stand out a little more if you want. I didn't want them to stand out a whole lot. Okay, there's your background piece. Now we're going to make this folded part. What I did for this is I took my 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and I cut it lengthwise, so you have 4 1/4 by 11. Let me lay this down for you. And then you're going to want to score it at 2 inches, 3 3/4, 7 1/4, and 9, and then fold on those score lines just like that. So you have 2 inch pieces, 1 3/4, and 3 1/2 inches. But it's as easy as that. I know it looks complicated, but it's not. I already have mine pre-scored, pre-folded. Then I took and cut 2 pieces that were 1 3/4 by 4 for the outside. You can also cut a piece for here if you'd like. I didn't want another piece on there. And then the inside I cut 3 1/4 by 4. And laid those down, and I will put the measurements in the description of this card too, because I know that's a lot to take in. I distressed the edges. You can ink around the edges if you want. Let me see if I can quickly find my red. Actually, I think it's over on the table. And I can't even find anything. How about if we do it with my gray? Can't even find any of my reds. They must all be over sitting on my table. And don't mind this card. I glued this one down a little bit crooked and folded a little crooked, so I was in a hurry. I'm just going to rub my ink pad along the edges. I like the distressed look, adding a little bit of ink. You can even fold these in and rub it on there a little. See, this adds a little bit more to it. Okay, then I'm going to glue the center. glue it. Now this does go from top to bottom on the white piece. It goes over the green piece. Put it kind of in the center. It's not going to look centered because I folded that crooked. But just ignore it. Okay. Now we have our gray. I'm going to throw a little ink on. These are cut with our basic ovals. And that is also a newer die. Now, when you glue this, you only want to put glue on one half of your oval because you're only gluing it on one side. Make sure that you do not get glue on that other side or your card is going to be stuck shut. And this oval does go over the edge just a hair. I put it down too low. On my original card, I had it down further, the first card that I ever made, because I was going to put something on the top and decided not to. So you want to center that now. Now this white piece, white oval, you can't put glue all over because that just glues onto that gray. See? Just like that. You want it to be able to open. Then let's do the inside. On the inside, I'm going to use, this is from our new banner nameplate die, I believe we named it. Can't really remember. All the dies will be in the description too. I just wanted that in the center, like a little anchor point for my word, I guess. And then put my word there. I didn't show you guys the dies either, did I? Okay. This is the banners, or the nameplates, banners, nameplates, whatever I named them. We also use our new candles in poinsettia. This die is sold out. This die sold out 2 days after we released it, but we will be getting more in. But I made two cuts of the candle in the poinsettias because I needed 3 candles for the front, and that's how I got them. I don't know where my third candle is. I'm missing a candle. Okay, well, we will start by gluing 2 down, and then I have a whole baggie of pieces that I'm sure it's in. I'm going to put the taller candle right in the center, and then 2 short candles. Right now, 1 short candle. Let me look through my baggie of pieces and see if my other short candle got thrown in here. There we go. Glue that one down. Okay, now I'm going to take, there's 3 different poinsettias on this die, so I'm going to take my big one and put that right in the center, but I want to glue my 2 side poinsettias down first, so that is these 2. And you can also pop these up if you would like. I did on the original card. This one I'm not going to because I need something a little flatter for my sample boards that shows. And this one already has a lot of dimension to it. Glue those down a little. And open it up. And glue the rest of my pieces on the inside and decorating the flaps. That big poinsettia right there. And then, oh, also on one of my sample cards, I glued the joy word on here. That way when you set it up like this, you would see the joy. This one I'm not going to do that with. But this, I'm going to glue this candle over here. poinsettias on top of it. And I have a couple of pine needles left. And a poinsettia. So I can just do something like that. I can't really go straight because the card needs to be able to fold, but and you don't have to decorate the inside if you don't want. I just had extra pieces left when I did the original card, and I didn't want to waste them. Put that down. All right, there you are. That's how you do a simple folded card. And I did not make a slimline version of this, but I think if I were to make a slimline, I would just take a slimline base, probably ink it or cut the solid red out and put it on each side, and do the same exact thing and put this in the center like that. All right, here's your original. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and tomorrow we will be back with more page ideas. Have a great day.